Up everybody, it's your girl Nicole Banister, aka NIKKI BANZ, coming to you live from Cape Town, South Africa. Today I'm interviewing Antwon Keith Collier right here on NIKKI BANZ Live! What up, everybody? What's good, world? What up, South Africa? What up, United States? What up, Nigeria? What up, Tanzania? What up, Papua New Guinea? What up, Kenya? What up, Mexico? What's up, y'all? What's up? Shout out to the whole entire world. Yes, Carrie, always on time. Hostess with the mostest, NIKKI BANZ Live. You already know the vibes. Shout out to Carrie. Shout out to my boy, Eric. Shout out to Queen Rosita Happy Tears. Hello, peace, love, Stacy. What's up, everybody who's tuning in here today? Ransom in the building too. It is an absolute pleasure to see all of you beautiful humans here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You already know your girl NIKKI BANZ comes in hot every single Tuesday. Every single Tuesday, I am bringing you the dopest interviews with even more dope people. The most incredible and talented and dynamic actors, dancers, entertainers, activists, and entrepreneurs from across the globe. And I'm telling you, it's a different guest from a different country every single week. There's no other show like it, party people. Thank you all for being here. And if you're watching the rerun on YouTube, shout out to you as well, because I love that even more. The live show is one thing, but the rerun on YouTube, now that's dedication. That's commitment right there. Shout out to you. Round of applause. If you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, go find me on YouTube, youtube.com/@Nicole Banister, aka NIKKI BANZ. You already know where I'm at on Instagram, @TheyCallMeBanz. These are all the platforms. This is where you can find me, and every single Tuesday I am here live. I see my boy Antwon is in the building. Antwon, I'm gonna bring you on in just a moment. But before I do that, once again, thank you all for being here. What's up, Noir? I see you. What's up, Dana? I see you, baby girl. It is so amazing to see so many familiar faces here. It's Tuesday. You already know the vibes. You already know the vibes. Now, January has been a super interesting month for NIKKI BANZ Live because it was actually 5 interviews in 1 month, because January was so long. There have been 5 Tuesdays in January 2023, which is amazing. And then we come up to Feb, which is a much shorter month. So we'll only have, the 4 interviews, but it's been amazing. And I can't believe it's already February. Like literally tomorrow is February 2023. This year is flying. I saw somebody on Instagram saying it's the Jordan year, the Jumpman year 23. I feel that energy. I'm here for that vibe, okay? Just Jordan energy all day, every day. I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Thank you all for being here, like I said. I want to give a particular shout out to all of the Black Americans who come here and watch NIKKI BANZ Live. I know that it is a very hard and difficult time to be Black American right now. And I know that in particular, the city of Memphis is absolutely reeling after the despicable murder of Tyree Nichols at the hands of 5 police officers. And what's even worse was it was at the hands of our own. And so I know it's hard to be Black in America right now. So for all of you who are watching, just know that this show is your opportunity to bring joy. Literally, instead of showing people who are being murdered at the hands of police, literally instead of showing Black American men being completely torn down and distressed in the world, which is the everyday lived experience of so many Black people, this show is here to spark joy. I am here to bring you positive, uplifting, powerful conversations with people of color around the world who are thriving, not just surviving, but thriving. And I'm telling you, my boy today, Antwon Keith Collier, is a beautiful and perfect example of that. He is a dancer, he is a choreographer, he is an entrepreneur. He is the founder of Florida Fit, which is this incredible high energy dance practice. And I'm telling you, like, you literally can't even talk to Antwon without smiling, because the man just spreads and shares so much joy. So I'm so grateful to have all of you here, because we need more positive and empowering examples of strong Black people doing what they love, doing what they're passionate about, and thriving in it. So thank you. This show is here to bring that joy. So let's spark some joy today. Yes, Queen Rosita Happy Tears, say his name. Hashtag Tyree Nichols. Absolutely. We honor Tyree and his family, and we send this one out to the whole city of Memphis and the whole United States, because I know it's sad, I know it's hard, but we need to continue to share powerful narratives and powerful stories of our people. And that's what NIKKI BANZ Live is here to do. So let's get it cracking. I'm going to bring him on right now, the man of the hour, Antwon Keith Collier. Like I said, dancer, entertainer, TV superstar, movie superstar. Y'all don't even know the dope ass celebrities that this man has worked with, whether it's Chris Brown or 2 Chainz or Missy Elliott or Eddie Murphy. Like, the man is absolutely incredible, and he's here with you right now on NIKKI BANZ Live. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get a little drum roll and let's bring Antwon on right now. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Yo.
Yo!
What's goody?
What's up, boo? How you living?
Man, I'm good, chilling. You know, it's bright and early. No, it's good. No, I'm good. Happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Excited to share with you. And yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Oh my gosh. I am so amazing. I'm so blessed and so grateful to have you here. Thank you for waking up early. Thank you for being here this morning. Honestly, it's a joy. It's truly my joy and pleasure to have you live.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. Okay, are you in La La Land right now? Is it like 10 o'clock in the morning for you?
It is La La Land. I was joking about it being early. It's not that early. You know what I'm saying? It's early, but it ain't that early. But no, yeah, I am in La La Land. I got back, you know, because I was just with you. 30 December, baby. I was just so yeah, I'm back here, just like getting back in the groove, readjusting, realigning, doing all the things.
I love it. I love it. Well, welcome back home. And like you said, we were just linking up and vibing here in South Africa. And I always like to start every single interview on NIKKI BANZ Live by telling people how I know the guests who are on my show. And so we had this very like serendipitous meeting. We met like years ago, like pre-COVID in South Africa at this club. People were like, oh, Black Americans, oh, dancers, oh, entertainment. So we first connected there. And then, you know, I was just following you, just connected. And then I saw you like a month ago here again in Cape Town. I was like, I know that guy.
I'm still recovering. I promise you, I'm still recovering. But no, that was dope to run into you. It's always purposeful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how years later, after the pandemic, on a random day, are we at the same club that's not even in the central area? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we done took a trip. So that was really cool. Yeah.
It was so cool. It was so amazing. For those of you who are from Cape Town, me and Antwon bumped into each other at Rand's. So yes, we were out in Khayelitsha, turning up, out in the township, but literally the hub of culture in Cape Town, a beautiful community space, a beautiful place to have fun.
One of my favorite like days on my whole trip. Literally. Yeah.
Honestly, like you can't go wrong at Rand's. It's just vibes. it's all good energy. And that's you. You are literally good vibes. You are good energy. I talked about it at the beginning, but you literally spark so much joy in everything that you do. Like nobody can watch you on anything, TV, movie, a music video, and not just smile, because you just have so much energy. Your positive vibes radiate through the screen. So for those people who are here on the live right now, who don't know that much about you, who are just getting to know you, talk to us, tell us a little bit more about what you do and what you're passionate about.
So What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? My name is Antwon. So I'm from Florida. I grew up back and forth between Miami and Fort Lauderdale. I got family everywhere. And moved to, went to Florida State University, got my bachelor's in family and child sciences, a minor in education. I got my prereqs for nursing. And then ended up in LA. Doing none of that and pursuing a career in the industry. I came out here initially because of dance. One of my good friends, Bianca Bruton, she was on tour with Miley Cyrus back in the day, and I remember being like, how did you do that? I don't understand. Like, you was just here with me in Florida, and now you're in California dancing with somebody. And so she was like, I moved to LA, and so I was like, okay. So after college, I was like, all right, time for me to go. So I came to LA, like I said, pursuing dance and commercial work. Well, first it was just dance. And then as I got here, I was like, wait, I like to do more things. I did this stuff as a child. Like, I like to do all of it. You know what I'm saying? So then I started getting into commercial work and modeling and acting. And so, yeah, that's kind of like been the push. And it's been a beautiful journey so far.
I love that. Go ahead.
I said I couldn't imagine I couldn't have imagined the things that I've been able to do. I never would have thought it possible. So.
And I think that's the beauty of just following life, letting the universe flow, taking opportunities as they come, which seems to be something that you are really, really good at, Antwon.
Yeah.
You know, you just like.
No, to be honest, I just try my best to be, like, present. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, so even early on in my career, like when I first moved here, I wasn't, like, pressed to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wait, I'm in a new state. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to learn how to live first. I need to become first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to learn the lay of the land. And I think so many times when people desire something or want something or pursue something, it's just always like, now, let's go. Instead of just really just being present and knowing that, like, it's working for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's working for you. So I don't know how I came here and my energy was like, relax, get a job, don't fret, you'll be fine. But I think maybe just because there was no confusion on me knowing what I was here to do or coming here for. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think that's what it is. I'm just present and things just happen. And I'd be like, oh, okay, sure, got it. I can do that.
I love that. And that's such a powerful reminder to people to not only just live in the moment, but to understand what it means to be here in this moment. Do you feel like you being present, like, did you feel like that's something that you had to cultivate? Like, if other people are trying to be more present in their lives, what would you tell them? Because I think it's a lot easier said than done.
It is. And I think that ultimately, like, if I'm being honest, I just, like, when we talk about this word faith, you know, and we talk about trust, and we talk about believing, and we talk about knowing. So what happened was, prior to me moving to LA, I was living in Tallahassee when I was in college, and a house that I was in got broken into. And literally, like right after that, a Chicago chapter of a group that I was in called Boys of Poison, that's a dance group that I was in college. The Chicago chapter reached out to me and was like, hey, Twan, would you like to come with us to go to Italy to perform with the group? So I'm like, huh? Me? Go to Italy? You know? And I think for something in that moment in my life, to have such a tragic thing, like the house get broken into, things are being stolen, you're like kind of nervous because you don't know who's watching your house and what's going on and why your house got broken into. But then on the other side of that, to then be asked to come and fly to a whole nother country to do something that I love to do randomly. Something in that moment was just like, you got to just trust this thing. You got to just be present and trust that life is forever working in your favor. And you can't hold on to these things that we perceive as negative for so long. You know, like, yes, feel, yes, you know, like, they feel negative and things, hey, you know, but they're not negative because on the other side, it's always some beauty. It's always another moment to hold on to. So I don't know. If I'm thinking that moment kind of shifted that energy of just be present and know that it's all working for you, you know? And I think at that moment, I also started getting into the habit of being like, it is what it is. I can't change nothing now because it already happened. So might as well just be in this moment. So I don't know. It just, that moment just changed everything. Yeah.
I think that's an incredibly powerful story of resilience. You were able to trust that despite something really tragic and really negative happening, you know, there was still a silver lining on the other side. There were still opportunities. There was still momentum for you, even though something difficult had happened. So instead of, you know, you made a choice in that moment, right? Instead of sitting in it and wallowing in it and being sad and being disappointed, which a lot of people could have been, you were like, wow, here's an opportunity and something else for me to get me out of this, for me to, you know, be like, wow, here's something positive happening. And you chose to do that. You chose your own happiness instead of sadness. And I think that's very powerful.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I was sad, mad, disappointed, angry, upset. I was like, I felt all the things, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I also don't ever want to exclude that part of feeling. You know what I'm saying? So many times, true. You know, when we have the conversation of choosing happiness and choosing joy and choosing love and choosing peace and you know, yes, those are choices that you ultimately make that curate a specific lifestyle for you because that's how you want to feel and perceive the world. But at the same time, we can't negate the essence of actually feeling the thing, you know what I'm saying? Yes. And just making sure that you allow yourself to feel so you can move from that place. Maybe be mindful of your reactions while you feel, you know what I'm saying? Because the feeling is for you. It's not for anybody else. It's not for anything else. It's for you to know how to feel, know what that makes you feel so that you can move from that. Because feeling is superpower, you know what I'm saying? And it really teaches you so much about yourself, about the world. And when we don't allow ourselves to feel, then you kind of like, you don't really know. You don't know. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So, which feelings aren't facts either. You know what I'm saying? One of my good friends always says that. He's like, you know, well, feelings aren't facts. But, yes, you have the right to feel how you feel. But anyway, yes, I agree with you. It is a choice. It is a choice. It is a choice.
Yeah.
100%.
I hear you. And I see Chrissy Ann Sway is saying in the chat, I love that philosophy of not letting fear and loss paralyze you. Yeah. I love that. That just builds on, you know, what you said, Antwon, basically not moving, you know, around it or skipping over it, but really moving through it, you know, moving through it. That's so critical, so critical. And I think like this is what comes through in your fitness, right? Like it's not just fitness, it's not just dancing, it's really like wellness. Yeah. It's like this holistic approach to movement and to what that can do for your life. Yeah. So talk to us about the early days. Like when was Antwon the dancer born? Like when did that happen?
Right. Okay. So I was just a kid and I used to always dance at the family picnics, family reunions, like at the park. And it was just something that came out of nowhere because no one else in my family really danced like that prior to me. Not that, it was just me tearing it up with the grown folks.
Wow.
And I don't know, my mom randomly, she heard about an audition for the Miami Heat. And she was like, hey, you want to go to this audition for the Miami Heat Junior Jam? And I was like, sure, yeah, let's go. And I ended up going. I ended up making it on the team. Yeah, right? Which is wild. I remember, I'm not even going to do my mama like that. I love you, Mom. So I made the team, and I think from that moment, since middle, like, I I think, you know, people say, like, I didn't choose dance, dance chose me. I just think the arts in general chose me. I think it's just who I am at the core. You know, I remember my mom, there's a story at the beginning of that my mom and my aunt would tell me, and I used to walk out and be like, and now introducing Whitney Houston, you know, and then they would play her records or whatever. So just those things were just always entertaining, and it was just always a part of who I am. Yeah, that was the beginning, and then after that, whew, here I am.
Here you are, and I think that's dope. I had no idea, because you know, like, it's one of those things where you can research someone online, you can look up things and see what they got, but like, I've never seen that Miami Heat Junior dancing squad anywhere. Woo! So we get an exclusive here on NIKKI BANZ Live.
We're gonna leave all of those things tucked away. Yeah, we're gonna leave them alone.
I feel like it shows the journey, and that's beautiful, you know, to show that journey, that transition of you dancing, because it's not like now it's not just you the dancer, it's you the choreographer, it's you the entrepreneur, like running fitness houses and classes. I mean, there's so many different elements to it. You know, when did dance for you become like, okay, not just the thing that I'm gonna do, but actually I'm gonna make a career and a life out of this? When did that happen?
Once I saw my friend on tour with Miley Cyrus, I was like, that's what I need to do. Yeah, that's supposed to be me. Right, because I remember growing up watching like music videos like Missy Elliott. So Missy Elliott BET Awards, when they did the Music Made Me Lose Control in the Silver. I think that might have been on 7. Yeah, that performance really was like, oh, this is it. But I also remember thinking, how am I going to be friends with these artists? Like, how are these people doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. How are they like dancing with them? And then once I saw my friend, it became within reach. I was like, okay.
I can do this.
Yeah, all I got to do is move and then make it happen. Obviously not that easy, but yes, that easy. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where it switched from, oh, this is fun and I like it, to like, oh no, wait, I want to go and do this. Like, I want to pursue this and make this happen.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. And it's like, it's that pivotal moment when you realize, like, I can actually do this. It's switching from asking the question, can I do this? Can I do that? And then that pivotal switch, which is, yes, I can. And now I will. Yeah.
And I know I can. So I have a teacher that expressed something to me, and they were like, if you're going on a camping trip and you know you're going on a camping trip, you're going to pack differently than if you don't know if you're going on a camping trip or what day you're going or if it's going to happen. So if you know you're going at this time on this day and you know it's a thing, you're going to pack all the necessities. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way you move is different. But when you live in a place of, well, I might be going, I think I'm going to go, the momentum, the energy is not the same. You know what I'm saying? And so it's about knowing that you know what you know and moving in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, shout out to your teacher or whoever gave you that advice. I feel like that's 2023. That's Jordan energy right there. Like, prepare and move like you know this thing is happening. Not a if, not a what if, but like, you know, this is the moves that you're making. So talk to us, Antwon, about like one of your earliest like gigs where you were like, wow, I've made it. Like, who were you working with? What did you do when you were like, wow, I'm really here. I'm really living my dream?
Wow. I think like from jump, I felt like that. From jump. Like, my first gig was a commercial that Othan hired me on. It was for like a Just Dance, Ubisoft hip hop dance. It was one of those things. And at that moment, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And then at the time, I was still working like a retail job. So to do it, I was like, yeah, it's happening. And mind you, like I said, I didn't come here and try to jump straight into it. So the beginning part, the beginning months of my time here in LA, I was just focused on working. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even thinking about, like, obviously I was in dance classes. I went to the dance studio the day that I came here. Like, I landed at like 8 o'clock or like 7 o'clock, and I was in like a 9 o'clock class.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't playing. So I knew the energy that I needed to put into this. And I think it was also because of this. Like, I was sleeping on a couch also in Tallahassee before I moved here at a friend's house.
Oh, wow.
And then when I moved here, I was living in a 2-bedroom apartment with 5 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I all the things were happening, but I knew what I knew that I know. You know what I'm saying? And so the moment that it started, I was like, here we go. And Flex booked me on my first, 2-week tour with an artist named Kwanzaa. It was to go home to Florida. So I was like, yep, my family is going to be able to see me dance. And my job wasn't keeping me. They were like, well, if you're going to be gone for 2 weeks, you got to go. And I said, I got to go because this is it. It's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think because I was patient, once the ground started rolling, I was like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't want to name a name and go like this was the moment because it's not even about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really was the fact that I had a vision, a dream, a belief, and I moved somewhere and it made it happen. You know what I'm saying? And received also what was for me. Yeah.
And I think what's really important to remember about what you're saying right now is that every moment of the journey was so important. It wasn't just this one gig, this one thing. To have that gratitude around all the moments,
everything.
The commercial, even being, getting straight into the studio right after landing, like all of these things led you to where you are today. And it's like, I think so often than not, you're even reflecting this for me, so often than not, we want to say, well, what was that one big break or that one big moment? But really, actually, like everything that you did, every little step along the way, even the retail job, right, contributed to you being, where you're at now. And that's a good reminder that, like, we don't have to just look at these big moments. Really, the big moment is a compilation of all the small moments that.
Yeah. The fruit comes after the tree. You know what I'm saying? Which came after the seed. You know what I'm saying? Which came after you dug it. Which came after. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just in which the fruit is delicious. It's so delicious. You know what I'm saying? It's there to be enjoyed, but it's everything else that makes it that much more enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm with you. And I love that you just used the word enjoyable, because truly, like, joy is one of the biggest words that comes to mind when I see you, when I think about you. What is it about dance for you that spreads joy?
What is it about dance for me that spreads joy? I just, everybody loves to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't go anywhere and not dance. And it shifts the room. It shifts energy. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I think that part alone, I've grown to realize it what makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? It was so many times, like, even being in SA, and everybody dances, you know what I'm saying? But I remember just going out a few times, and the times that I danced versus the times that I didn't, people would be like, why aren't you dancing today? Like, it was so fun. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good time. Like, it shifts the energy. And I remember being like, wow, okay, I like, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I didn't know that, right? Because, I've done jobs and dance, the move, all of that has come with inspiring people and also allowing other people to believe and all of those things. But I think when you realize that it just changes a room completely, just what you have to offer in your own being, like, that brings me joy. You know what I'm saying? To know that I don't have to be anything outside of who I am in that moment to bring people joy. And by naturally just doing what I love to do, which was dancing. I'm not even thinking about y'all. I'm just like,
yeah.
That's not that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here with it, you know? And they're like, yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love that you're like, I'm not even thinking about y'all. I'm not even here for y'all. I'm just doing me, living my best life.
I'm lit.
And that just radiates good vibes and good energy. Like,
Yeah,
that's the dream.
Yeah. Took me a drink or two, you know what I'm saying? You know, but I'm here.
Exactly. And this is one of the things that we talked about while you were here in South Africa, right? We talked about like connecting these dots, because I mean, particularly for you and I, coming from the United States, being people of color, being Black people in particular, having the opportunity to travel, having the opportunity to see what other parts of the world look like, thinking about what joy looks like for our people, whether it's in the United States or in a different part of the world. These are all like really interesting and really, important conversations that need to be had right now. So I want to ask you a little bit more about sort of how you see yourself connecting the dots and bridging this gap, right? Whether it's through dance or through entertainment or through, whatever you think it is. What do you think is one of the things that's going to be important for you in the next couple of years to connect the dots between this joy, this dance, this culture that you have in the United States, and taking that to other countries or other parts of the world, whether it's South Africa or wherever else?
Yeah. So, to be honest with you, like I said, I have, you've mentioned my company, Florida Fit, dance fitness company. I call it condition, like you said earlier also, I call it conditioning of the mind, body, and soul. Because it's really bringing, like, yeah, we're going to dance, yeah, we're going to have a good time, but I just want to make sure we all leave there, like, knowing the possibilities that we have in life and knowing how to maneuver through them and possibly give some tools on how to navigate through, life and situations and experiences so that we can create more for ourselves. And so I think with Florida Fit, I was just there and I taught a class in Johannesburg, and it was an amazing time. You know what I'm saying? I had a great time. And so I think teaching through Florida Fit, like, it's something that I want to do more, but I'm also really trying to figure out, if I'm being very honest with you, what it's going to be that will truly connect those dots in other ways. So I also have like friends that are actors that are in Joburg, and so we met up and had a conversation, and we were like, okay, so even the experience of us, like when I come there working on a film together and then it being here, so people can now start seeing some other African actors, you know what I'm saying, or teaching them how to navigate through the acting space, and they were asking me certain questions about, well, what about this agency, or why do people do this and not this, and why do we see people on these shows but not these shows, and these actors, you know what I'm saying? And so having those kind of conversations also allowed them to go, oh, so maybe I can come through this angle to try to, because we all want to visit each other. We all want to experience each other's cultures. We all want to learn from each other. We all want to, connect in some way, because don't even get me started, because we shouldn't have been separated in the first place. But life is life, and you gotta deal with it. But so we want to connect, and so I think even outside of just dancing and whatever, just like we talked about, having real conversations with people and just seeing what we can learn from each other. You know what I'm saying? Because even their conversations had me like, okay, so maybe I could come here and experience something for a season, and we work on something, and it's more than just, to me, like right now, it's more than just through the dance outlet. It's a huge part of it, but me, I'm just, there's so much more to me that I'm also exploring myself. You know what I'm saying? As I'm getting older. And so I don't know if it will be directly through like the dance portion. That is a portion, you know what I'm saying? That is a way. But I think there's going to be some other ways as well, you know what I'm saying, that will open up for those connections and conversations to continue to be had. Like this.
You know? Exactly like this. And I mean, there's so many things that you said that I think are so important. I love that you said we should have never been separated in the first place. Amen to that. We're with you on that one. Okay, that's number one. Colonization is the worst. White supremacy is the worst. Okay, we're just gonna put it out there. Louder for those in the back who forgot. Okay, so there's that.
People ain't forget.
What'd you say?
I said people ain't forget.
I know. I don't even forget. But sometimes they want to ignore.
Yeah.
And just so that you can't ignore.
Stop playing with us. Stop playing.
Literally.
Wow.
Okay, but I actually thought it was really interesting what you were sharing about meeting up with some of your actor friends, especially because you do have a career in TV and in movies. And tell us, because obviously, you know, you understand the scene. Is there anything, you know, okay, so you're having individual conversations, right? Is there anything on an institutional or an organizational or a structural level where, like, talent in the United States is connecting with talent on the African continent or talent in South America? Like, are there any organizations or opportunities or things like that happening outside of like individual connections?
You know, I can't give you like there could be, you know what I'm saying? There very much well could be, and I'm just not in the know of it. But at the same time, yeah, there could be, and I just don't know of it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I think that, you know, it's really hard because it's not hard. Let me just say this. When it comes to, I feel like, connecting the dots and connecting the two, I still think that there's so much work that still needs to be done on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So that we can actually connect and in a healthy, progressive, two-way way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get what, and I just think that there's still just some self-work, but I agree with you. I hope there is something like that. I would love to be connected to something like that as I continue to just grow in my knowledge as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be teaching nothing that I don't know. So that's why sometimes on a personal level it's easy because we meet each other where we at.
Right.
But no, I think that something like that would be awesome. But I also know that we got some work to do internally on both ends so that we can truly connect in amazing ways. You know what I'm saying? And it be healthy. And that's what I really hope. I hope that not only do we connect and exchange and really build like a whole new world for Black, but I hope it's healthy and progressive and not from any like just I don't want no stains on it. Yeah. I don't want no stains on it. And I don't know if that's like a make-believe world that I think of, but if we could get it together and really just undo and let go of all of the colonial impressions on our lives and just really tap into our superpower, our goodness, our greatness, our like the reason why we were needed and desired in the first place. Like if we could really tap into that and connect in that way, we would. I mean, life would be unstoppable. That's what I hope for, really.
Well, you know what, Antwon, you are literally manifesting it and speaking it into existence right now. And for me, this is how it all starts. Yeah. It's having conscious conversation. It's having dialogues across cultures, across nationalities, across backgrounds, where people are connecting those dots and hearing that somebody sitting in Los Angeles is thinking the same thing that they're thinking, you know, sitting in Dubai, right? I'm literally looking in the comments right now. I see my friend Dana is here, who's a big film director in Dubai, saying it does seem like there could be a gap there between the knowledge sharing and the markets, you know, in the Middle East, in the US, on the African Asian continent.
Yeah, it is.
I'm seeing Christy Answay saying, I'm loving this interview with all the claps. I love it. We got lots of people saying, go Twan.
I'm trying to, yeah. What's up, everybody?
So definitely some fans in the building here. But, I think the more that we continue to have this kind of conversation, these sorts of conversations, and then actually, do something about it is exciting. I think there is a tremendous opportunity for us to say, okay, Antwon, next time you come to South Africa in Johannesburg, let's have a little round table. Sure, there's the dance class, sure, there's whatever, but let me pull my networks and you pull your networks and your friends pull their networks, and let's sit at the table and say, well, what could this look like? Is it a film festival, an international film festival where we bring people, we invite one rep from every country around the world? Is it is it a podcast where we bring on people from different nations and we start to talk more about the entertainment industry or whatever it is? So, I feel like the possibilities are endless. We're working toward that unstoppable point that you mentioned.
Yeah, it's true. And, so that's one of the things I was expressing to my homeboys. I was telling them, like, yo, y'all, so right now what's happening, right, is everybody's starting to understand that within our industries, you still have to wait to be chosen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still have to wait for someone to hire you. You still have to wait for someone to say you're good enough in their eyes, you know what I'm saying, to be booked for a role, et cetera, et cetera. And so what's been happening, and it's always been like this, but it's becoming more and more of a thing, is people are creating their own, more people are creating their own. So let's just say that it's not that it wasn't happening, but more people are creating their own. And I was telling them, like, yo, you got film festivals that you guys can be right here, create an amazing project, you know what I'm saying, create a dope short film, a dope whatever, and you submit it. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, while you're working towards that, save up money so you can buy your ticket so that you can also go. Because I was like, because for us, they're like, oh, so they're going to fly us there and put us up? Not for the festival. Not for the festival. But it's an opportunity to still meet and still come. And I know, like, we talk about it like, pricing, money is different, currency is different, how much it costs, But it's still this one thing that I try to remind myself and remind people when I talk is we're still experiencing the same thing just in our own places.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So let's not look at it like, oh, well, it's easier for this and for that. It's not like we all are experiencing things in our own places that try to block and stop, you know what I'm saying, or that we have to overcome. So anyway, just having ideas like that, giving ideas, talking about ways, you're right, that we can cultivate and connect and tap into each other's worlds. I think that, yeah. Okay, organization.
Literally, organization, community mobilization. I mean, you just hit the nail on the head right there, Antwon, that we are all experiencing the same things in our own spaces. And imagine if we all woke up to that, right? Imagine if we all woke up and realized we're all experiencing the same thing. Like, oh, well then what's the solution? Oh, we dismantle the existing power hierarchy? Okay, cool. Like, let's all band together and do it, right? Like, I just think hearing about what you're saying is it's just one of those things. It's one of those, like, I see Dana in the chat. It's one of those aha moments where it's like we can band together and we can continue to have this dialogue so we can support each other no matter South Africa, the Emirates, Mexico, the US, wherever we are.
Wherever we are. Wherever we are. We gotta, there's so much, like, when you think about it, there's, like, we talk about it, there's just so much for us. We gotta connect. So even some of my friends, they're like, oh, bring me back something. I'm like, I'm not bringing you anything. Come. Let's go. Let's get there. You know what I'm saying? We got to travel. We got to connect. We have to, and I think it's important connecting in ways that will bridge the gap. That's a good, because it's easy to just connect, but connecting in ways to bridge the gap, like, maybe even owning property, getting residencies, just all those things, you know what I'm saying? But once again, in a healthy, from a healthy place.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
If we could just do that, we can. When we do that, it will.
Yes.
There we go.
When we do that,
it is.
Yes. Yes. And remember, health is wealth, right? So I see you drinking that holy water right now. We got the dancing. We got health. Like, when we can do that from a place of deep trust, deep integrity, and being deeply grounded, then we can have conversations and dialogues and start to tip the scales in the favor of Black people. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I want to make sure I take a moment just to plug you and all the work that you're doing. So for everybody who's on this live right now, if you're not following Antwon yet on Instagram, literally go to the top of your screen, click that little white arrow in the middle. You can immediately go follow Antwon at Antwon Keith. Make sure you support, make sure you continue to show the boy some love, doing absolutely incredible things and really changing the narrative globally on what entertainment could look like, what these positive connections across the world, across communities of color can look like. So definitely go support. If you're not following me on Instagram yet, same thing, white arrow. You can click on that at They Call Me Banz. Come through. Let's continue these conscious conversations, okay? Like, just rolling. So we have about 15 minutes left here of the interview, and talk to us a little bit more about what's on the horizon, right? What's coming up next? What can we keep an eye out for? We know that your passions are so diverse and so dynamic. So, you know, what's on the horizon that we can really support you with?
Just keep sending me good love and good vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, just that. You know, I'm in right now. I'm in such a like just a still like I'm in an unknown right now, to be very honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had a beautiful and amazing dance career, and you know it's I still love it. I still will tap in, but it's not. I'm moving forward. You know what I'm saying? And so with that comes really having to tap into something else, because dance has been my everything. You know what I'm saying? Since I've been here for 10 years. And yes, I've tapped into other markets and I've had other great opportunities. You know, dance has been the one that just keeps the lights on for real. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm in this unknown because I'm trusting and patient that, you know, the opportunities that come that I love to do, I still do them because they still make me happy, you know. But there's acting, you know, there's writing and producing things with my friends. There's more traveling. There's Florida Fit, you know, with conditioning of just all the goodness of the soul. And then there's some other projects as well underway, like entrepreneurship inventions that I've thought of that I'm now like trying to get prototypes made and get patents so that I can put those out. So it's just it's all across the you know, it's just all across the board. There's so many things, and so like right now I'm just really like, all right, God, like I'm trusting you. I'm taking it one day at a time. It's a whole new world, cultivating new habits, letting go of old beliefs. You know, there's so much shedding and so much rebirthing that's happening right now that I'm really just sitting back. And so for me, just more good vibes, good love, be good people, be good humans, keep trusting in yourself and believing in yourself and loving yourself. Like, the more you do that and the more you be kind to people in this world, the more that I can just like be. You know what I'm saying? And not have to worry about any of the things. You know what I'm saying? I think that we just need. So yeah, that works for me. You know what I'm saying? I follow great. I'm probably about to go on a fast, so you won't be seeing nothing in a minute anyway. You know, it's just but you know, that's just be great in yourself and love yourself. If you do that for yourself and just keep and not give up and just keep working towards your stuff and know that and know what you know that you know, you do that, then I'm good. You know, because that's where I'm at. That's what I'm focused on. That's what I'm, you know, that's just where I am right now. Like, just stillness and let it happen. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm so moved by that, Antwon, and to hear you taking out time for yourself, carving out space for you to be great, carving out space for you to feel through your emotions, carving out space for you to be thoughtful about what's coming up next, and shedding the old layers, unblocking past trauma, moving boldly and bravely and courageously into whatever the future has in store, even if it's, you know, pivoting from what you've been doing before, right? It's for me, it's not even stepping out of your lane, it's actually expanding the lane. It's actually expanding the lane and saying, this is all moving forward in this direction, but instead of keeping myself narrow, keeping myself here, I'm actually going to expand it and make it, you know, and make it everything I've always dreamt it to be. That's incredible. And that's the type of movement we need to see from Black men, because it is so damn hard for you all to do that. So we're so proud of you that you are.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. You know, it's bad because, like, you know, and this, like, even with Florida Fit, I see it as like this huge retreat, right? Mind, body, and soul retreat. But I also know that it takes time to get there. You know what I'm saying? And so I have these other, like you said, endeavors, passions, ideas, and I don't want to burn myself out trying to make that happen right now when there's these other things tugging at me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I also mean just by being present. You know, like, yes, that is a thing. So let's not lose sight. But right now, there's other things that need to happen so that can still come. You know what I'm saying? And it will. You know, and we all have to remember that as well. Like, right now doesn't mean never. Or not right now doesn't ever mean never. It means right on time. You know what I'm saying? And so, thank you. I really appreciate that love, and I see it, even I can say on my end as a Black man, but as a Black woman, or, you know, a woman, but we having Black conversations, so Black woman. So as a Black woman, you know, supporting you and showing you love and letting you know that you are beautiful and amazing and worthy and smart and gifted, and for you to keep going and for you to not change who you are as a boss, you know what I'm saying, and to know that you are more than capable to walk through any door, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to change yourself to do that, you know what I'm saying? You will grow into exactly who you already are, and the spaces will show up for you, and for every, and the same, I can say it's harder for you, you know what I'm saying? You know, if we want to go there, you know, as far as that BS, you know, but once again, it's not, once again, in reality though, we're also abundant. It's not hard for, like, we don't lack nothing for us to not pierce through any space that we want to be in. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I think also just the more we also start to tap into that world of, like, I know we have to see it because it's real, but, like, don't see it as far as a hindrance. You know what I'm saying? Seeing it as, like, no, what do you, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am this, and I'm great, and watch me come and watch me do this and more. So, you know, same to you. You know, we got to just keep pushing, keep thriving, and I want to say that just for, and once again, it's for all people. Oh, I hate doing that. Never mind. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, look, Antwon, I take that. I receive that with so much love and so much gratitude. But I also know that when you say for all people, you mean for the people, okay? Our people, okay? And our people need that reminder, because it is hard to go out there and start your own thing and to push your own ideas and to not have the traditional power structures, you know, take you seriously in the beginning, or, you know, like exactly like what you said, right? People are sitting here waiting to get hired. They're waiting to get booked. They're waiting to have someone else open the door for them. And I'm so proud of the collective consciousness shift that is happening in the United States and in the world, where people are saying, okay, cool, you don't want to open the door for me. I'm going to build my own door, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to reimagine a world where doors don't even exist, right?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this moment that we're living in, because things are changing, things are shifting. And so to have positive role models and examples like you know, who are doing that is just, it's incredible. That's the type of energy we need in this world. And that's why this conversation is so important. Why I'm so grateful to have you here on the show. And like you said, literally everything in timing, right? Divine timing. You know, we weren't ready to have this conversation a year ago or 2 years ago, but now we ready. We out here.
Exactly.
Literally.
No, it's necessary, and I'm looking forward, like we said, for us to find more ways to connect and bridge the gap and have the real conversations so that we can be tapping into each other, because we both sides of the world were affected. You know what I'm saying? We all have our own effects. You know, because that's a whole nother conversation that we can go into. Like, we could really, and those are the conversations I love having. Like, let's really get into the things, right? The Black things that we are doing to ourselves, each other, and what we're allowing, and what we're, you know what I'm saying? And just so many things that we really could talk about if we want to have this conversation. You know, that's a whole nother hour.
Right.
But those things are just, the real conversations are necessary so that we can really get to know each other and really see each other. And, like, because I think that's all it is. People don't really know how Africans and how and what life is like, and Africans don't really know Black Americans and hearing what life is really like. All we know is what we see and what's on media, and that's not. It's there, but it's not it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And yes, y'all, travel. Go to other places, experience other life, connect with other people. It's so important. It's so important.
I agree completely. We have to travel. We have to break down those barriers. We have to open those doors for each other instead of closing them because of misperceptions that we've seen in the media. Yep. There's so much to learn, and the conversations like this help launch that. So again, Antwon, like I'm so grateful. This was such a powerful conversation. It was amazing seeing you in Cape Town in December, but now to follow it up with this, you know, this is it right now, and who knows what's to come, you know, as a result of this dialogue. So thank you for being here on NIKKI BANZ Live. Thank you for everything you do in this world. Like, we're just so grateful to see you shine. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much, and same to you. Keep living in your light. Keep sharing. And I think that what you just said, we can end it. Any last words? Gratitude. Gratitude is the number one thing. Like, be grateful, be thankful, be present. When you have gratitude, you can be present. Every day. Because the truth is, like, life can be over at any moment. Like, there's nothing guaranteed at any moment. And so, how do you want to live your days? That's where it really comes down to. What experience do you want to have in your life? Because this can be over at any moment. So do you want to be happy? Do you want to be living in joy? Do you want to be living in peace? Do you want to love yourself? Or do you want to have gratitude? Or do you want to complain? Do you want to see the negative parts? Do you want to boom? And then life is over and it's like, damn, was it even worth it? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where I would love to end this. Remain in gratitude, and just remember, life can be over at any moment. So it's up to you to live this thing out the way that you want it to be lived out. We can't put that on anybody else outside of what's happening in your own heart and in your own minds, especially. And the things that you're telling yourself, and the stories that you're telling yourself, and the reminders, and that's why that gratitude has to be consistent and in rotation. You know what I'm saying? About life itself and about who you are as a human being. You know what I'm saying? Everything about you, be grateful for it. you know, because you wouldn't be where you are today. You wouldn't still be alive. You wouldn't still be moving if you were not you. You know what I'm saying? And so that's so important. So, yeah. Yeah, that's how.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't even want to summarize. I'm not even going to say anything else because that was the most perfect, the most beautiful way to end this. I see people in the chat saying preach because Antwon, that was exactly what we needed to hear today.
Yeah.
Ladies, gentlemen, everybody on this live, everybody watch the rerun on YouTube, the one and only Antwon Keith Collier here dropping bars, dropping gems for us about gratitude and being present. Yeah. Thank you for being here this Tuesday. Thank you for being on Nikki Banz Live. Antwon, you and I are going to talk again very soon.
Yes, thank you for having me, boo. Have a beautiful day. Keep doing your thing. Keep shining, baby.
Hey, keep shining, baby. hey, private show. Hey. Appreciate you, boo.
You said private show?
Okay. They're not ready for all that. I love you,
Don't
boo.
give me an acting up on here. Later, boo.
Thank you, everybody. This is Nikki Banz Live. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye, Antwon.
Later, boo.